Let it rap real quick. Look. The city out here. It's time to vote God. My God, the real nigga. You can see what no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shotty in the closet by the pop ball. Fuck what they heard, tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls to you fall through. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm job cute. Colder than the ambulance, way above ambulance. Being tasty, told him makes me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Java come on, man, dark sands get broke down. Brand new Evans to a mall quad. Telling me how the crackers turn the shower into a ghost town. Focus stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven to a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my tail, no bench. Try to warn them niggas, we bear all like tarantula. Them mother niggas rant, unmade anthems. I really see prophets under this banner. Made my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I want it black and white like a panda. I'm fatter than that nigga that stunk dirty Diana. Look, I'm more black and Priscilla. Precious cargo, spirit Asian, but I got a brother semi-auto. Wave that bitch around like where it's Arno. Leave if they won't, I cut through their cities like I'm Zorro. Pay me for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust what you think, I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me dumb, I don't feel much. Round with Yara just left the state race. Looking for a bitch fatter than baby. Yeah, remember I dropped twice gone. I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
With Spot Me, I can overdraft.
Yeah. On 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and their head with that shit. Fair then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I'll pop out like a Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived, they know how I did it. Got it out the mud, straight to glory, they know how I did it. Iceberg, he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He bad, but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank from there. I got rigor soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They said you been in beast mode lately, you is 9-step. When you jumping in 5, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, spin, don't break the skin. I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your bitches. Me and my niggas don't keep no seal. I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I played. Nice, so the skills how I show that cause he ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Oh, I got a man, triple fight, yeah, back and still. Yeah, they want my life. I ain't worried, I got rape for real. Hey, killing motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Hey, listen, bro, you don't know, y'all. I be this bitch tripping.
Hey, I love good food and good deal.
They killed. Give me on 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So like you said, they put millions of my actions. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle sat in the road, Dietary sort of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfiguring me. They claim that I'm literally killing me, maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack of surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole with them in the cage and safe on the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the folk, get the fruit of show, we get the be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now. You see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no. Payback. Look, ain't no remorse in my blood cell. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gonna be demonized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your honest words. Ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress. She a bombshell, just dish served cold. I just hope they make an oxtail. Glocks fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of man shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through it. And damn, my king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellum. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no. Payback is a no.
Back at it. All right, Shalom, no Christ, Israel. This is the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And this here is the ISUPK Kentucky Wednesday night law class. And what we do here in the law class is we go over the law. You understand? So tonight's topic is we suffer from health disparities, not keeping God's dietary laws. You understand? Now, I know we've been taught in the Christian church our whole life that the laws are done away with, that you can eat whatever you want to. They try to use scriptures like when Paul said, you know what I'm saying, like not what comes out of the mouth, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that to justify eating whatever the hell it is they want to. But usually when it really comes down to it, it's really just shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You know what I'm saying? They know when they're talking about laws done away with, you can eat whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? They know most churchgoers know they don't want to eat rats. You see what I'm saying? Like most churchgoers know they can't eat another human being. You know what I'm saying? Most churchgoers know that they don't eat dogs and cats and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? They will fight to eat that pork. They will fight to eat that shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Right.
And these are the things that's causing this health disparity amongst black and brown communities. You understand? And that's what we're gonna bring out tonight. You understand? We suffer from health disparities, not keeping God's laws. And the reason why we suffer from these disparities is again because, like we learned every week, basically, we're the ones that's given the law. Right. So we're the ones that can break the law. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that suffer from it overwhelmingly, a majority. You know what I'm saying? The majority overwhelmingly suffer from high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? Heart attacks. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So we're not saying that no other race doesn't get high blood pressure or diabetes or things of that nature, but when you think about it as a whole, you know what I'm saying? They try to tell black people that, you know what I'm saying, high blood pressure is hereditary. Like this just runs in your family, so you're gonna get it one day because you know what I'm saying? Like it's hereditary. You know, these diseases are hereditary, which that's we're gonna get into that tonight. Get that article I sent you. That last one. The one where it talks about the disparities, health disparities among African Americans. So in this article, it's going to explain like a lot of the health disparities that we suffer in the black and brown communities. You know what I'm saying? And it really hit and really shown its face during COVID. You understand? When COVID hit, at first it was a lot of old people and white people dying, and then it just hit the black community like you know what I'm saying? Niggas start dropping.
Right.
Whenever you get that, go ahead.
Con. Health disparities among African Americans. While the spotlight right now may be on the disadvantages African Americans face while...
And one of them disadvantages is healthcare. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas are so... I don't want to just say... Well, I'll just say it like it is. Niggas are so dumb. You know what I'm saying? We fall for every conspiracy theory in the world. When the COVID vaccine came out, they take the vaccine, but put weed and fentanyl in your body, put cocaine in your body, or put crack in your body, you put methamphetamines in your body. You know what I'm saying? The worst, you put fentanyl in your body. You touch fentanyl, you mess around and die.
Right.
But these niggas is taking fentanyl and crack and smoking weed and smoking meth and all these different things, but scared of a vaccine. Vaccine that that white man trying to kill you. Well, shit, they ain't gotta try too hard if you doing fentanyl.
Right.
Ain't gotta try too hard if you smoking crack, smoking meth. You know what I'm saying? Weed ain't weed no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that's man-made too. So You know what I'm saying? They putting fentanyl in your weed too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you doing these things, but you scared of a little vaccine or scared of healthcare or scared to go see the doctor, then you wonder why, you know what I'm saying, we dying from these health diseases that could have been cured or could have been, you know what I'm saying, could have, you know, got a hold of, and you know what I'm saying, got some treatment for it or something, you know what I'm saying. That you could have, those treatments you could have taken for cancer. You know what I'm saying that what the general saying class the other night, that cucumber water. You know, niggas like the juice now. They think juicing gonna, you know what I'm saying, cure the cancer, cure the AIDS, cure the herpes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna cure none of that. It's just cucumber water. It tastes good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It tastes real good, but it's not gonna cure your diseases.
Face while fighting the novel coronavirus. Salaki. Coronavirus. They're also disadvantaged throughout their healthcare and other diseases. Compared to their white counterparts, African Americans are generally at higher risk for heart diseases, stroke, cancer, asthma, influenza, and pneumonia, diabetes, and HIV/AIDS.
Now, with a lot of them diseases right there, like the heart disease, stroke, cancer, uh, influenza, and pneumonia, diabetes, a lot of them you acquire from eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a whole nother article that we could read proving that. I don't think we're gonna have time to read it, but you know what I'm saying. I'll skim through it a little bit just to show. But eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster causes cancer, causes high blood pressure, causes heart disease, causes you to have a stroke, and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's what eating these unhealthy foods does for your body. You know what I'm saying? You can even you can simply put that in your Google machine. You know what I'm saying? Like what are the you know what I'm saying, effects from eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You know what I'm saying? That's all I did to find them articles. That's all I did. I said, what's the, you know what I'm saying, effects of eating pork? You can get cancer. You can get high blood pressure. You can get heart disease. You can get diabetes. You know what I'm saying? What's the? I also typed in what's the effects of eating shrimp, crab, lobster. You know what I'm saying? Those are different ones, but it also cancer was one of them. Heart disease, diabetes. Uh, you get high levels of like metal in your blood system and things of that nature from eating these shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, and catfish. You know what I'm saying? Fish that don't have no scales, on tuna. You know what I'm saying? All these different things that causes stroke, high blood pressure, cancer, all that. I read this one article. You eat what's it, shellfish every day, nigga, you gonna die. Nigga, like your health will be so bad from eating shellfish. You know what I'm saying? They have what them little
What in the shellfish?
In the shellfish and catfish and all other type of fishes. They like little worms. The hell is that called? We'll read some of that article here in a minute. Keep going. Let's go through this kind of fast because I want to get to. Well, I want to hit on like a few certain points and then we'll read some of the other articles.
According to the Office of Minority Health, part of the Department for Health and Human Services, one possible contributing factor, the Center of Disease Control and Prevention says African Americans are more likely to die at early ages for all causes, as young African Americans are living with diseases that are typically more common at older ages for other races. For example,
so you got young people out here getting diabetes and heart disease and cancer and things of that nature. Why? Because we suffer from health disparities for not keeping God's dietary law. You know what I'm saying? We putting all these disgusting foods in our body. We putting all this disgusting meat, you know what I'm saying, meats in our body. You know what I'm saying? We eating pig, which is, you know, we'll eat anything. Pig is like a garbage disposal. You know what I'm saying? A pig will eat any damn thing. You know what I'm saying? If you bump your head and fall unconscious in your pig pen, your pigs are gonna eat you. Everything but your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Pigs eat anything. You can throw dog carcasses in there and they're gonna eat it.
Right.
Keep going.
High blood pressure is common in 12% versus 10% of blacks.
Now, let's stop there for a second. It's common 12% of black people and 10% of white people. Now, you may not think that's a big difference, right? But then when you think about the entire picture and you think about, you know what I'm saying, how white people are 60% of the population, black people are 12% of the population. What's 10% of 60%? I'm not that great at math either, but I think it's like right around 6%. You know what I'm saying? You 10 times equals 60, so 10% of 60 would be 6, right? This ain't a math class, it's a law class. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's about 6. You know what I'm saying? Like out of the entire 60%, about 6% of the population has one of these diseases. But if you go 12% of the population, that's a vast, large majority of the population that suffers from these diseases. You know what I'm saying? That's why overwhelmingly, you know what I'm saying, we suffer from health disparities for not keeping God's laws. And the reason why we overwhelmingly numbers is because we the ones that was given God's laws, and we're the ones that's breaking God's laws. We're the ones not keeping the dietary laws. It was only given to us. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't given to them. It was given to us. That's why the majority, not everybody, but the majority of our people suffer from these things is because we don't keep God's laws. And of course, you know, we had the Christian church, and you know what I'm saying, things of that nature to help blame for these things, because the Christian church has never taught us how to properly according to the Most High's laws or the Most High's word. You know what I'm saying? Whether you go in the New Testament or the Old Testament, it all goes back to the law. Right. You know what I'm saying? They always say, well, Christ was perfect. Well, Christ was perfect because he kept the law.
That's right.
You understand? Christ also told you to be perfect. Because ain't nobody perfect but Christ. Well, Christ told you to be perfect. So how you going to say that you can't be perfect when Christ told you to be perfect?
Right.
How was Christ perfect? He kept the laws. So how do we be perfect? Keep the laws.
That's right.
Including the dietary law, so the health disparities for not keeping the law. I'm saying what we discussed last week. If you keep the laws, you live. Right. If you don't, you die. The laws is life. What you want to do? Do you want to live or you want to die? What you want to do? What did it just say? Young people are suffering, overwhelmingly suffering from a lot of these diseases. I'm saying how you LeBron James' son just suffered from cardiac arrest, 18 years old. I'm willing to bet a lot of that is because of the diet that he. Right. I bet he eats shrimp, crab, pork, lobster, all that. And what are things that can happen from eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster? Heart disease, heart failure, cardiac arrest. Right. You know what I'm saying? I know 2 + 2 = 4. You know, this ain't a math class, but I know 2 + 2 = 4. I know that. I may not be able to tell you the percentage or something, but I know 2 + 2 always equals 4. You know what I'm saying? You put 2 and 2 together, you're not going to get 5. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to get 4. Slack it. Keep going. All right. Go ahead. Where was you? Go ahead. age 38, 18 to 34, just telling you calling back at the class. 18 to 34 years respectively, it is common in 33% versus 22% of those aged 35 to 49 years respectively. Diabetes is common in 10% of blacks aged 35 to 49 compared to 6% in whites. Diabetes, that's another one. You know what I'm saying? What gives you diabetes? Eating pork. Stroke is present in 0.7% of blacks aged 18 to 34 compared to 0.4% in whites in the same age. Stroke is common in 2 Americans compared to 1% whites aged 35 to 49, 7% versus 4% respectively in those 50 to 64. You know what I'm saying? What helps cause a stroke? Unhealthy diet. Eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a good diet, eating things that you're supposed to be eating, then you know what I'm saying, that'll cause stroke, diabetes, cancer. You know what I'm saying? That'll cause these things. The CDC said that social factors compared to others in the U.S., specifically whites, affect African Americans at younger ages. Unemployment, living in poverty at home, cost of prohibitive effects of trying to see an MD, smoking, inactive lifestyle, and obesity. Now, what causes obesity? Eating too much. You know what I'm saying? Living in poverty is not stopping you from eating healthy.
Right.
Living in poverty isn't stopping you from not eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. You understand? Yeah, I'm not rich, but guess what? I don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster either.
That's right.
Guess what? I'm 38. I don't have high blood pressure.
Right.
I don't have diabetes. My ankles ain't swollen. You understand? You what?
54.
54. You not rich either, right?
Mm-mm.
We would live. I live in a place that would be considered below the poverty line. You live in a place that would be considered below the poverty. Do you have high blood pressure?
No.
Do you have diabetes?
No.
Guess what? You don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster either, do you?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So being poor isn't what's affecting your health. You know what I'm saying? Living in poverty isn't what's affecting your health. Smoking. When I was younger, before I found the truth, I smoked.
Right.
Before you found the truth, you smoked, right?
Like a chimney.
Guess what? I still don't have high blood pressure.
Right.
I still don't have diabetes. I still don't have no heart disease. You understand? So these things right here isn't what's in most black people from these health disparities. We suffer from these health disparities because we're not keeping God's dietary law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not hard not to eat pork. Crab and lobster, that's considered a delicacy. You know what I'm saying? If you spending all that money to eat the shrimp, crab, and lobster, then you can cut out the cheap pork altogether, and right. you can buy beef. You can buy a lamb, because the lamb chops ain't cheap neither. Right. It's good as can be too. You know what I'm saying? The lamb ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? Instead of buying your lobster tail or lobster leg, I don't even know how to. I've never even ate lobster, so I couldn't even tell you what the crab leg. I know crab leg. You get, instead of buying crab legs, go buy you some lamb chops.
Right.
Go buy you some lamb ribs, beef ribs. You know what I'm saying? You like ribs? I like ribs too. But guess what? If I can pay for shrimp, crab, and lobster, extra dollars for the beef ribs instead of the pork ribs. Because it's not a big. It's like a $3-4 difference, but it's not that big. Mm. And then also, guess what? You can eat more vegetables as well. You can eat more fruits. And you want a juice? Juice. Get you that cucumber water. And there ain't nothing unlawful with cucumber water. It's lawful. Right. It's good too. It tastes good as hell. That cucumber water. Put it with some watermelon, cucumber water, and watermelon. Come on, man. That's fire. Fire. And guess what? It's healthy for you too. Unlike shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster.
Right.
You feel me? All right, let's go ahead and drop and get into a little bit of the other one. Go to the one that says, is pork bad for you? 4 hidden dangers. Go to that one. Now we're not gonna. It's a pretty long article. You know what I'm saying? This is from Healthline. It's called 4 Hidden Dangers of Eating Pork. We're not gonna read this entire thing because it's kind of long and for time's sake. But we are gonna go over the four danger things that eating pork causes. Go ahead and read that first, the first paragraph, and then we'll just read. Then we'll read the effects.
Con. 4 hidden dangers of pork. Among foods that inspire a cult-like following, pork often leads the pack, as evidenced by the 65% of Americans eager to name bacon the country's national food.
Now, again, 65% of Americans eat pork, right?
Okay.
But only 10%, you know what I'm saying? Let's say that 65% is split in half. It's like 32.5% black, 32.5% white. That's still a lot less white people buying pork than it is black people. Because why? White people are 60% of the population. Black people are 12% of the population. That's a big gap.
Right.
12. I mean, so the camera can see a little bit. 60%, 12%. That's a big gap. You understand? With you know what I'm saying? Hispanics right there. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit above black people, and about 17%. That's still a large difference. Even if you add that together, it's still a pretty large difference. You know what I'm saying? 12 and 17 is what? 29? 29 to 60%, that's still less than half.
Right.
Okay, then we go down to the dangers. Hepatitis E. You can get hepatitis eating pork. Now, hepatitis E, thanks to the revival of the nose to tail eating, offal has redeemed itself among health enthusiasts, especially liver, which is prized for vitamin A content and massive mineral lineup. You know what I'm saying? Hepatitis E affects your liver. So eating pork will affect your liver. And what's another thing that black people suffer from, disparately suffer from?
So like high blood pressure.
Just stay right on top of it, right here where we at. The very next line says, but when it comes to pork, it might be risky business. Liver disease. Black people suffer from liver disease. At a disproportional rate. You know what I'm saying? And it comes from eating pork. The next one, multiple sclerosis. One of the most surprising risks associated with pork, one that's received remarkably little airtime, is multiple sclerosis, or MS. You know what I'm saying? And devastating autoimmune condition involving central nervous systems. Autoimmune, cardiac arrest. That's what causes cardiac arrest.
That makes sense.
That's what causes heart attacks. That's what causes a stroke. And you can get that from eating pork. Your immune system goes out the goddamn window. It's like damn near AIDS. You know what I'm saying? You know how AIDS attacks your immune system, right? Pork does too. Pork is like AIDS to your body. Just, you know what I'm saying? Look, it's not. I'm comparing the two, because AIDS attacks your white blood cells, which fights off the diseases and things like that nature. You know what I'm saying? If you got a low immune system, you're not fighting off diseases. That's how you get cardiac arrest. That's how you get heart attack. That's how you get high blood pressure, have a stroke. Liver cancer and cirrhosis. You know what I'm saying? What was one of the things we was just reading a while ago that we suffer from? Cancer. And liver cancer at that. So what? Get that from eating pork. All this comes from eating pork. Health disparities not keeping God's dietary law.
Right.
We was told not to eat these disgusting things for a reason. And now we're learning what the reason is. Your health disparities. I'm saying, now let's go to that other one. Dangers of seafood consumption nobody warned you about. Let's read a little bit of that. Then let's get into the scriptures. We're going to go to Leviticus chapter 11. Read right there where it says dangers of seafood consumptions.
The dangers of seafood consumption nobody warned
so like you. This is an article called "The Dangers of Seafood Consumption Nobody Warned You About." It's on RevoFoods.com. Go ahead.
Dangers of seafood consumption: severe allergies, mercury poisoning.
Mercury poisoning. I said what I said a while ago. I messed that one out now. I said metal or something like that. Mercury, which that's very toxic to the human body. You get that from eating them disgusting ass fish in the waters. Go ahead.
Accumulation of microplastics, food poisoning, environment dangers of seafood consumption.
You know what I'm saying all these different things, allergies, infectious diseases, toxic syndrome, all this from eating shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. Also, catfish. You know what I'm saying? Tuna.
Right.
Anything. Well, we're gonna learn that in a second, because there is lawful fish that you can eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna learn what those are. We're gonna learn what's not lawful, what you can eat, what you can't eat, because you can eat fish. There's just certain type of fish you can eat. There's certain type of fish you can't eat. You can eat meat, but it's certain types of meat you can eat. It's certain types of meat you can't eat. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna learn within tonight's class. All right. Now, if you want to read this article, it's called "The Dangers of Seafood Consumption." It's from on RevoFoods.com. You can go look that up. The sister said cucumber water and lemons. And that's another good one too. Cucumber water and lemons, fire. Cucumber, lemons, and watermelon, you in heaven. You hear me? Like, hey, that's good. That is good right there. Let's go to the scriptures, because we're going to read the whole chapter 11. Leviticus chapter 11.
Kind of a kind. Leviticus chapter 11. And the Most spake unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, verse 2, speak children of Israel.
Speak to who?
Israel.
Who?
Israel.
Everybody.
Israel.
Edomites, white people.
Israel.
The Chinese, Japanese, Koreans, East Indians, and Africans.
Israel.
Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Speak to Israel. That's why we suffer from these health disparities listening to the Most High. Go ahead.
Kind of kind. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth.
Now this is the Lord speaking to Moses and Aaron, telling and told them to tell the children of Israel, this is what you can eat. You can eat meat. This is what the meat you're supposed to eat. Go ahead.
Kind of kind. Verse 3, whatsoever parteth the hoof.
If it's got a hoof, it's got to have a hoof. You can't have like paws. So that cuts out dogs, wolves, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So it has to have a hoof. You know what I'm saying? And then go ahead.
Kind of kind. And is cloven footed and cheweth the cud.
It's got to have a hoof that's cloven footed, basically like split, you know what I'm saying, cloven footed, like circle, like in a circle, and chew with the cud, which the cud is grass. It eats grass. So if it eats anything besides grass, and it doesn't have a cloven footed, a hoof and cloven foot, then you can't eat it. But if it does have a hoof, cloven foot, and it among them beasts ye can eat. So the Most High, you know what I'm saying, these are the beasts you can eat. It's got like, and that would include like cow, anything that comes from the cow, any type of beef, steaks, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, any type of beef. You know, the ox, deer. Deer meat is delicious too. You ever had some of that? You ever had some of that deer jerky?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's just fire.
Mm-hmm.
Deer jerky is fire. You know what I'm saying? Beef jerky, I did beef jerky fire too. You know what I'm saying? It's beef bacon. So you don't have to eat pork bacon. You can eat beef bacon, turkey bacon. You know what I'm saying? It's all these different type of things that come from beef that you can eat. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to eat that nasty ass pork. Keep going.
Kind. Verse 4. Nevertheless, these them that chew the cud.
Now these are animals that you can't eat, that chew the cud, that eat grass. Go ahead.
Kind. Or of them that divide the hoof. Now
again, if it's got a hoof, you know what I'm saying? So let's say this the hoof. If it's divided like this, you know what I'm saying, you can't eat it. But if it's together, that's cloven footed. It's like a circle. If it's split, can't eat it. Go ahead.
As the camel.
Like a camel. Camel has a cloven foot, but it's split. It's got a split hoof. Can't eat camel. You nasty Ishmaelites. You nasty Arabs. Eating that camel. Y'all nasty for that. Go ahead.
God. Or of them that divide the hoof as the camel, because he but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. Verse 5, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof.
Okay, now let's find out what a coney is. A coney is a rabbit. It's basically a rabbit. It's kind of a big rabbit.
Kind. He is unclean unto you.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And the
rabbits, they eat grass. But I've never seen a rabbit with a hoof.
No.
Never seen a rabbit with a hoof. He eats grass though. Go ahead.
Kind. and the hair, because he chewed the cud.
I heard that. That's another rabbit.
Con.
Go ahead.
Con. But divided not the hoof. He is unclean unto you. 7. And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
Swine. That's pork, y'all. That's that pork. When I first started telling my family members that I don't eat pork no more, they're like, oh, you done turned Muslim. Not eating pork is not a Muslim thing. That's in the Bible.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I know at every church event, they, you know what I'm saying, Thanksgiving and Christmas church events, you got that nasty ass ham right there on the table, and you pray over it, thinking that the Most High gonna hear that prayer and bless and sanctify that ham. No, not eating pork is in the Bible.
That's right.
For all them pastor pork chops that don't read this verse. Go ahead.
Con. The swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he chewed not the cud.
A nasty pig will eat anything.
Right.
I'm saying, like, I remember in school, like they taught us, like during the Renaissance era and things, that they would throw piss and, you know what I'm saying, shit out the window. You know what I'm saying? Everything we just went out the window, all trash and everything went out the window, and they were sending pigs through the city to clean all that shit up. Go ahead.
Con. He is unclean to you.
The pig is what?
Unclean to you.
All you got to do is pray over it and cook it to where it's well done, and then you can eat it.
He is unclean to you.
But Paul said that you whatever goes in your mouth and what defiles you is what comes out of your mouth.
He is unclean to you.
Obviously, that's not talking about food. That's a whole nother class, but it's not talking about pork.
Con.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
The flesh, the pork chops, the ribs, the pig feet, you know what I'm saying, what's that, that they used to throw on the green beans, but not bacon, but like the neck, like the whole neck or something. Are you from New York? So you don't know nothing about that. You from New York?
Yeah.
you from New York? You know, they're down here in Kentucky. They used to throw some shit in like the greens and green beans and things of that nature. Like the what was it? It's like the entire neck bone. It's like the whole neck bone. They'll throw it in the greens.
So like if I make me being down here, and this was during the time before I came into the truth. I was incarcerated. I heard some brothers say that they'll take a whole hog and put it in the grill.
Yeah, and cook it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing. From the rooter to the tutor. Yeah, the whole goddamn thing.
I laughed at them.
Take the guts out. They'll take the intestines, the shit bags out, and make chitlins, and then put the entire thing in the ground and cook it. You ever seen he'll dig that hole in the ground and put some meat down there and cook it? That's what they do. Yeah. Straight up. Yeah. Keep going.
Con. Verse 8. Shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch.
Now the dead carcass, you can't even touch the dead carcass. That's the dead flesh. Can't even touch that. Don't even touch it. That's unclean to even touch. But you want to eat it. Let that sink in, and then you wonder why we suffer from health disparities.
Right.
It's because we don't keep God's dietary law. Go ahead.
Con. They are unclean to you. Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters.
Now here's what you can eat that's in the water. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Con. Whatsoever hath fins and scales.
If it has fins and scales, guess what? That cuts out shrimp, crab, lobster, catfish, tuna. You know what I'm saying? That cuts out all of them. It's got to have scales. Like salmon, crappie, bluegill, bass. Bass got scales on it.
Like whitings.
I think whiting's got scales on it. Yeah. As long as it got scales on it. Yeah. Now every fish that got scales on it, you'd have to ask Howard Moore on that one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he know all them fish. I don't know all them fish. I just know the ones that I can catch and eat, which would be like crappie and bass. You know what I'm saying? Bluegills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never caught a whitening. You know what I'm saying? I've never caught one of them, so I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But I believe whitening is a lawful fish, because I do believe I've heard them Howard Moore talking about that. Howard Moore, you in there? If you in here, let me know if whitening is a lawful fish. If you in here, keep going. Hell, I've never caught salmon. I've only, you know what I'm saying, if it ain't at Walmart, I ain't caught it. So lucky.
Verse 9, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales.
It's got to have scales if it's coming out the water. Go ahead.
In the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
In the waters, any seas or the river, if it's got fins and scales, you can eat it. Go ahead, verse 10.
Verse 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Now, that just told you right there, shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster to you. Right. The Most High hates that. You know what I'm saying? Abomination is hate. A strong dislike. That's an abomination. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't, a shrimp, crab, pork, and eating that is an abomination to the Most High. I don't care what type of delicacy they tell you it is. It's an abomination to eat. Keep on.
Verse 11. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses an abomination.
If you eat the flesh and you have the carcasses, that's an abomination. Don't eat that nasty shit. Yeah, that's why the waters ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? They clean the water. A crab is like a. You don't even want them cockroaches running around your goddamn house?
So lucky, if I may, sir. A crab, lobster, they like sea spiders.
Yeah.
You got your shrimp and all them. The shrimp, they like sea roaches. You know, I be telling people you don't eat roaches off the counter.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. You
gonna eat land roaches, but you'll eat sea roaches.
Right, and that's exactly what it is. It's a sea roach. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to clean the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Clean the bottom of the oceans and keep the water clean. You know what I'm saying? But you want to eat that. That's an abomination to the Lord. Go ahead. No, not you. I'm just saying in general. Like, I know you not. I know you don't eat it. We talking to the people right now.
Verse 12. Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
If it doesn't have fins and scales, it's an abomination to you. Leave that shit alone. Keep going.
Verse 13. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination. The eagle, the sassafrage, and the osprey. Now
these are birds that you can't eat. You know what I'm saying? The eagle, the ostrich, osprey. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 14. And the vulture and the kite after his kind. Verse 15. Every raven after his kind.
Now, all these animals that we talking about, they all eat dead carcasses. You know what I'm saying? Ravens and vultures and, you know what I'm saying, kites, they all eat dead carcasses. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And the owl and the nighthawk, and the hawk after his kind. Verse 17, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl. Verse 18, and the swan, and the pelican, and the gier eagle. Verse 19, and the stork, and the heron, after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat.
Bats. What caused the coronavirus?
So I get a bat.
The dirty Asians eating bats.
Con. Verse 20, all fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you.
So if a bird walk all four, abomination to you. Don't eat it. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 21, yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above all their feet, to leap with all upon the earth.
Now, a lot of them birds that we just talked about, like the hawk and all them things, they got feet, but they don't got no legs. You understand? They wobble. They don't have no legs. But guess what? You can eat a bird that you can eat. They got legs. A chicken. Keep going.
Verse 22. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind.
Now, you know what I'm saying? I know that grasshoppers and locusts and beetles ain't on the top of the menu, but you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a day coming where you can't just go to that grocery store and buy you some chicken. You know what I'm saying? All you may have on the menu is grasshoppers, locusts, beetles. You know what I'm saying? But those are completely lawful to eat. Wasn't Paul one of his favorite things?
So like if I mean, I think it was John the Baptist.
It might have been John the Baptist. It might have been one of them. They love the locusts.
Locusts and honey.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Locusts, that's all completely lawful. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But all other flying creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. Verse 24. And for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever touches the carcass of them shall be unclean until the even.
Now, if you stumble around and touch a dead carcass of a hawk or a buzzard or a pig or something of that nature, you'll be unclean just touching the carcass until the evening. You know what I'm saying? So if you touch it in the morning, then you'll be clean that night. You see what I'm saying? So if you have any priestly duties, you can't go around the priest or anything like that if you're unclean. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to eat these carcasses where you're unclean for just touching them. Keep going.
Verse 25. And whosoever beareth aught of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even.
And you got to wash your body and wash your clothes. Because your body and your clothes is unclean from touching this carcass. Mm-hmm. But you want to eat this mess. Keep going.
Verse 26. The carcasses of every beast which divided the hoof and is not cloven-footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Everyone that toucheth them shall be unclean.
That's the camel, the pig. If you touch them things, you're unclean. Go ahead. Slacky. Go ahead.
Verse 27. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws.
Upon his paws. That's like the dog, cat. wolf, things of that nature. Go ahead.
Con. Among all manner of beasts that go on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whoso touches their carcasses, Salaki, whosoever touches their carcass shall be unclean until the even.
So if you got a dog and you know what I'm saying, your dog is dead, you know what I'm saying, and you want to, you know what I'm saying, get the body up, you know what I'm saying, you'll be unclean. You'll beat you a shovel or something, put some gloves on, get a shovel, don't touch the carcass, because if you touch it, you're unclean. You know what I'm saying? Not eating it, Moab. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give us cats and dogs in Chinese restaurants. You nasty motherfuckers. Salakia, keep going.
Con.
Being clean to the so like being clean to the evening. You know what I'm saying? So when the evening comes, you know what I'm saying, you gotta wash your clothes. I think that's gonna come up here, and wash your clothes and your body, and you'll be unclean until the evening. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 28. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. They are unclean unto you.
Right, you gotta wash your clothes and your body, and you're unclean until the evening. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 29. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creep upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind.
The weasel, the mouse, the tortoise, that's a turtle. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 30. And the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole.
Lizards, snails, snakes, chameleons, ferret, you know what I'm saying? They're all unclean. Can't eat those.
Con.
Go ahead. But nobody really has to tell you not to eat lizards and snails and moles and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why pork isn't. You should know not to eat pork. You know what I'm saying? You know not to eat a buzzard. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why do you not know not to eat pork? Go ahead.
Con. Verse 31. These are unclean to you.
Now, see, a lot of things these old cats will do around here too is they'll eat like possum and stuff of that nature. You know what I'm saying? All that's unclean. You know what I'm saying? In Cerulean, one of my wife's people, you know what I'm saying, one of my red's people, he got a bunch of lamb, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of sheep. I was going over there to buy some lamb one day. He talking about something in there. You want to buy some pot? Like a possum? Like, you want that shit? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't even want the lamb meat no more. Salakia. I don't want the lamb meat no more. Shit. Keep going.
God. Verse 31. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doeth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until they
touch any of them and you're dead, and the dead, you'll be unclean until the evening. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 32. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doeth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack, whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into water, and it shall be unclean until the even. So it shall be cleansed. Verse 33. And every earthen vessel, whereinto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Verse 34. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean.
So if you got meat that which shall be eaten that's in water, you know what I'm saying, don't drink the damn water. But everybody should know that, right? So you ain't gonna wash your chicken and then drink the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I mean, everybody knows that, but you don't know not to eat pork. You around here in Kentucky, you don't know not to eat possum. Like, come on, man. Keep going.
Verse 35, and everything whereupon any part of their carcass falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or ranges for pots, they shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you. Verse 36, nevertheless a fountain or pit, wherein there is plenty of water, shall be clean, but that which their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. Verse 38, any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you. Verse 39, and if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean until the even. Verse 40, and he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. He also that beareth the carcass, or it shall wash his clothes, and be unclean until the even. Verse 41, and everything that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination, it shall not be eaten. Verse 42, whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever hath more feet among all creepers that creep upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Verse 40.
If you're going on the belly, you know what I'm saying? That's the snake. Things of that nature. Go ahead. 43.
Verse 43. Ye should not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye shall be defiled thereby.
Meaning, don't if it's unclean, don't eat it and don't touch it. That's shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster. I'm gonna keep going back to those specific ones because that's what people love to eat. Catfish. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Those are unclean to us. Stop eating that. Stop eating that mess, and we'll stop having to suffer from health disparities because we're not keeping God's laws. You know what I'm saying? We keep God's laws, then we won't have to worry about these health disparities. Go ahead.
Verse 44. For I am the Lord your God.
The Lord your God. Not the Lord everybody's God, but the Lord your God. Go ahead.
Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy.
We shall sanctify ourselves and be holy, be separate, not be else. Go ahead.
For I am holy.
For the Most High is holy. The Most High is separate. He doesn't deal with everybody. He deals with Israel. Go ahead.
Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So don't defile yourself with anything that the Lord said that's unclean to you. If He said it's clean and you can eat it, eat it. If He said it's unclean and you can't eat it, don't even touch the carcass, don't eat it. Go ahead.
Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God.
The Lord brought us out of Egypt to be our God. Not everybody's God, but our God. And He set out laws that we need to follow. And one of those things is a dietary law. And He told us these things so we wouldn't have to suffer from the health disparities from eating these disgusting animals. Go ahead.
Verse 45. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye should therefore be holy, for I am holy.
We should be separate. Holy means separate. We should be holy because the Lord is holy. It's separate. Go ahead.
Verse 46. This is the law of the beast.
It's the law of the beast. Go ahead.
And of the fowl.
Of the fowl, birds. Go ahead.
and of every living creature that moveth in the waters.
To come out the waters, this is the law for that. The law for the waters is it's got to have scales and fins. If it doesn't have scales and fins, don't touch it. You know what I'm saying? The law of the beast has got to have cloven footed. Eat the cud. Hoof. Cloven eating the cud. You know what I'm saying? That cuts out pork. Go ahead.
Verse 47. To make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beasts that may be eaten and the beasts that may not be eaten.
So the Most High gave us specific laws for our dietary, for things that we can eat that is clean, and things that we shouldn't eat that's unclean. You know what I'm saying? And between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord specified things that we can eat that'll be clean to us, and things we can't eat that won't be clean to us, that'll make us unclean. You know what I'm saying? So we have to turn back to the laws of the Most High, so we can stop suffering from disparities for not keeping His laws. That's in this nice class. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatham to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shema Altham Bashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. Class dismissed.